The day that I got released, I still remember that day. It was a boiling hot day.
Is this the end of your 13 years now?
The end of the 4-year sentence. I was 21.
Yeah.
I've come out after the 3 years in that awful young offenders institution. I've
Yeah.
done my last 4 months in this adult prison. And I remember the day that I come out, I was terrified about coming out. What I'd been through, those awful experiences, and nobody comes to see you in the prison and says, "Oh, you're getting out soon. Do you need any help?" or anything like that. You just, and as the time was getting closer, it was going really fast. It wasn't dragging. It was going, and I was terrified about coming out. And the day that I come out, it was 90 degrees. It was June, really hot. And they just took me to the gate, opened the gate, and just said, "Sign here, sign your license." And then I left. And I remember just sitting down on the grass outside this adult prison in Oxford, boiling hot, with £40 in my pocket, with nowhere to go, nothing. Didn't even know how to get back to the area, back to Norwich. And I just sat there, just scared and just really traumatized from what had happened, really. And I was only out for 35 days, and I went back to prison for 2 years for burgling a jeweller's and leaving my blood on the window.
Good grief.
I was only out a month, 35 days, and I got another.
Prior to this release, had you planned on going straight post-release and not getting back into crime, or were you just winging it?
No, I'd never. None of that stuff had even come into my mind, because that whole 3-year period that I was incarcerated was mostly in Aylesbury. It was just a daily battle to just
mess your head up.
Yeah, just to survive. And
so there was no post-release help from the government for you, no
at all.
Mental health help or counselling or anything?
Nothing whatsoever. I didn't even know where to go. They would come to you with a bit of paper and say, "Have you got an address to go to?"
Yeah.
If you said no, you'd get £100. If you said yes, you'd get £40. So I think I put my mum's address on there, £40. That's why I had £40. And but I didn't go there. I just I can't even remember. I do remember what I did, actually. I got the train back to Norwich. I went and saw my friend Terry. I bought a bottle of brandy and a £20 bag of weed, and I just played basketball with my friend Terry over at the park, drinking the brandy and smoking the weed. That's what I did.
So your head's scrambled now from this experience. You got no help from the government. I'm not making excuses for your crimes, but it's almost a classic example of how going to prison breeds crime. You've not got the tools now to operate as a model citizen. And you are basically just taking it day by day here, falling back into the crime now. So what made you want to rob a jeweller's then? Because it's a big heist.
Just I had no money. I was sort of staying with my friends, sofa surfing. I just wanted to get high.
Are you back on heroin and crack?
No, I was smoking weed, drinking brandy. I can't remember smoking crack at that time or heroin. No.
Okay.
Just smoking weed, drinking brandy, and just, yeah. I mean, when I reflect back on that time, I think I had my self-confidence had been destroyed. All my self-worth, I had no self-worth, and the only thing that made me feel any better was just to smoke weed and drink, really. I remember walking into Norwich and seeing this jeweller's, and I thought, yeah, I can rob it. So
were you high and drunk when you had this notion?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I was when I committed a lot of those offences at that time. But I remember going back with my friend with balaclavas, a rucksack, bolt croppers.
So is it nighttime? Is it closed?
Nighttime, yeah. Yeah, we did the mesh with the bolt croppers, smashed the window. As soon as we smashed the window, the alarm went off. But we just kept hitting it. We took all the trays out, ran off, and then I left my blood on the window and I got arrested.
Because they'd already got a DNA match from when you went in the first time.
Yeah, the solicitor said there'd be 1 in 60 million chance it's not you, so you have to plead guilty.